keep thinking if Tony C. were playing today with all the social media and ESPN, etc., he would be something else. I can remember I was 11 years old in 1964. They played their first game of the season on the road in New York. Then they came home to play the White Sox. And Tony got up. Joel Horland was pitching for the White Sox. We were all playing basketball in our driveway, but we had the radio on, so we ran inside to watch the TV. There were like 6 of us. And there it is, Kirk out, he goes, all right, here's Conigliaro, and there it goes, the first pitch, long shot over the screen, it's gone. What a moment for this young kid who was playing for St. Mary's High School of Lynn a year ago, and he hits a home run on the very first pitch he hits at Fenway Park. Oh, what a thrill for this 19-year-old kid. And we're screaming, jumping up, down, hugging each other as if he was our brother. But he was, because we didn't know any major leaguers. Every major leaguer came from Florida, California, Texas, the Midwest. They didn't come from Parsons Drive in Swampscott. That's what Tony Conigliaro lived. And we were so lucky. So Tony makes it into the majors and has a couple of great years to start off. And Billy, his younger brother, who would play center field alongside of Tony for some time, he played for Swampscott High School. My dad was the coach. And my dad coached Billy in football, hell of a football player, by the way, and coached him in baseball as well. And Tony had a car with a license plate that read Tony C. And Billy had an Opel Kadett, and it said Billy C. Now Richie, the third brother, was a year ahead of me in high school. And so when they were going on a road trip, Richie would get the Corvette, and whoever was sucked up to Richie enough that week would get to drive Billy's car around. And you pull into a McDonald's parking lot with Billy C. or Tony C., and it was like a chick magnet. So we all wanted to be in that car, and it was so much fun. But he was ours. He wasn't Revere's, he wasn't Marblehead's, he wasn't East Boston's. He was ours in Swampscott. You could drive by his house, you could point to it. It was painted dark brown. You could see it every time. And Johnny Pesky lived on Parsons Drive on the same street as well. My dad got sick, I think 1966. He got very sick, and he lost a lot of weight. He was under 110 pounds. And the insurance had run out for our family. And my mother said to me, and I was the oldest, my brother was 9, my sister was 6, and Santa Claus was still in the picture. And so my mother said, I don't know if Santa Claus is going to be able to bring everything you asked for this year. I just don't want you to be disappointed when you come down Christmas morning and there isn't everything under the tree. So my dad came home from Mass General. He was in bed upstairs. Doorbell rang around December 22nd. Tony and Billy Conigliaro at the front door. Now Billy had graduated in 65, so he was already in the minor leagues on his way to the majors. And I said, oh my God, Tony C. is in my front hall. Oh my goodness. Get on the phone. I'm calling Mike DePrisco, I'm calling Mike Lally, I'm calling all my friends. And they went upstairs, sat in the room with my dad, and talked to him for a while. Came downstairs and said, all right, Merry Christmas, Mrs. Lynch. See you, boys. Come down Christmas morning. Everything we asked for is under the tree. Everything. And even more. So years later, I said to my mom, how did that happen? We had nothing. He says, well, Tony and Billy Conigliaro heard what happened. They came over and they gave me some money and said, go to Child World in Swampscott in Vinton Square, get everything that those kids want and more. And if you don't have enough, you call us up. We'll be back with some more money. So it was a great Christmas. And thanks to Tony and Billy Conigliaro.